Hello, everybody. This is Ivan Parrish from I Testify Online. What you're about to hear is an excerpt from an interview with Brian Head Welch, ex-lead guitarist from the metal group Korn. Currently being featured on iTestifyOnline.com. Hope you enjoy this sample. If you like it, come to the site and hear the whole thing. I think you're going to love it.
I was doing real estate with some dudes in Bakersfield, and they happened to be Christian, and they never told me about Jesus or nothing. But I was like reaching out to them, you know. I was like just hinting about all the drama in my life, and you know, we would talk about business, and I'd be like, yeah, this guy did this, and then you know, I think I just cried out to him so much they just invited me to church one day, and as a last resort, I went with him, you know, after trying to go to rehabs. You know, I went to an outpatient rehab, took some medicine, tried to get off it, didn't work. So I went into church, you know, I stayed up high on meth, and the night before, it was after my last tour with Korn, and I went into the church, and the pastor was just speaking about, you know, he put the scripture, Matthew 11:28, which I got tattooed on me later, come to me all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. And right then, that was like a gigantic glass of Gatorade, you know, with picture me in a desert, you know, looking at a big tall glass of Gatorade, and that's what I needed. And and then he put another scripture up there, Matthew 6:33, seek first the kingdom and all his righteousness, and everything will be added to you. And he just he broke the scripture apart and said, if you go and hang out with Jesus every day, he's real. You know, all the stuff in your life will start to fall away from you that he doesn't want. And you don't got to try to get rid of it. It'll just start falling away. So that's what I did. I went home. I talked to Jesus. I did meth for a couple of weeks. You know, I tried to quit at first. It lasted a couple of days, but I kept doing meth, and I kept talking to him. And I just had a spiritual encounter. After I quit Korn, I got to put that out. After I quit Korn, 2 weeks later, I really led to quit Korn, and I quit Korn, and after that very night, I had this spiritual encounter that came over me. I felt like God just revealed himself to me, and my life was changed, and I've never been the same.
So you went to this church, your soul was sick, and God was shooting arrows directly at your heart, and they were hitting their mark, and he was speaking to you.
Yeah, and
that's so awesome.
You know, I didn't know what I was pretty stupid because all the drugs and stuff, so I had to look up every word, and I couldn't even figure out what burned him. You know, all I knew was guitar and drugs, and I was like, okay, either this guy's a Fruit Loop and weird, or he's got everything I need. And I had experience with Jesus when I was like 13. I had this family that were Christians. They taught me how to ask Jesus into my heart, and I went home and I did it one night without them knowing or anybody else knowing. And I was just thinking, when this guy's giving me a scripture, I'm thinking, is that something is this real? Maybe something happened back then when I was 13. And I was like, I gotta try this stuff, because if it, you know, I could be weird like this guy that's telling me scriptures are real and Jesus is real behind closed doors. No one will see me. I'll try it out at home. If it happens to be real, then everything changes now, right now. And if it's not, then I'll just go try something else, you know. But luckily, God is real.